Hey everybody, how are you doing today? And we got a lot to talk about. There was just a Smash Direct yesterday. And also, I want to apologize. I didn't react to the Direct. I didn't record a reaction. Sort of reason being is that I kind of don't really do reactions. Maybe I will in the future, but I wasn't really feeling it this time. I kind of like to just watch these things on my own and talk about it later. But let me know if you want to do reactions. I've only ever done one reaction, really, ever. So, you know, let me know if that's something you want to see. But guys, we got to talk about this Direct. And then once I'm done talking about this Direct, we'll probably talk in another video about what the hell is going to come after this. There was a lot revealed in this Direct. And a little bit more that I think they didn't want to actually reveal. So let's go play by play, and I won't make this super long because you know you've all watched the Direct. You all know what happened. Simon Belmont, Richter Belmont, Dark Samus, Chrom, King K. Rool, all revealed. This was so awesome, but you don't need me to tell you this. That beginning cutscene with Luigi, Simon Belmont, the animation is so good. The CG is so fantastic. And we got to talk about that Luigi death. That was crazy. I don't know what that was about, but that was some hardcore stuff. And this sort of brings on to this whole, everyone was commenting on why do they keep killing these characters. They killed Mario and Mega Man, they killed Luigi in this trailer. Some people think King Dedede got killed by King K. Rool, but no, I don't think so. He just slapped him, he just smacked him on the head. He didn't die. If he was dead, we would have heard like a cracking sound or something. Or maybe he would have exploded, like in stamina mode. But anyway, that's something we'll talk about at the end. Some leaked information, or not leaked, but some information people figured out about, you know, why the Mario Brothers and Mega Man, why they're all dying in these trailers for some odd reason. It actually ties into a new mode in the game. But let's talk about Simon Belmont. So this whole thing brings on. So I have to say that I was wrong. Now this comes from me not being super sure about in what direction Nintendo is going to be taking these Nintendo Directs, the way they're going to be revealing, and also the way they're choosing characters, and at the time of revealing characters. So at this point we can pretty much confirm that relevancy, you know, as I talked about, as the two characters that I said were going to be definite, I said it was Captain Toad and Ashley, and I was completely wrong about Ashley. That was weird. I thought Ashley was a given. Not only a given, I thought she would be revealed in this Direct, and then I thought Captain Toad would also be revealed in this Direct because of, you know, his game just coming out. But that's all been thrown out. So I'm kind of happy I know that now, because I won't be making predictions based on how relevant a character is, or oh, will this character reveal help sell another product? You know, like, oh, like if for instance if there was another Punch-Out coming out, they're not going to put in a Punch-Out character just to sell that upcoming game. We can confirm now that this is not a thing. Castlevania, I think, hasn't really been relevant lately. King K. Rool has not appeared in a game in like 15 years or something like that. Dark Samus was from Metroid Prime Corruption, I think, and that came out in 2007. And then Chrom, he was in a game from like 2013, I believe, which is kind of a while ago at this point. It really doesn't matter when your game came out. For instance, you know, a lot of people want Isaac from Golden Sun. People want Geno. People want Banjo-Kazooie. People want Sora. Now, Of course, I am now throwing away all of that this will sell something outside of Smash Brothers. Besides a brand in general, but that's gone. That's history. So, you know what? Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out. Don't care. That obviously none of that reflects whether a character is coming into this game or not. So yeah. So let's talk about Simon Belmont, though. Let's go back to the beginning. Simon Belmont. I think he is perfect for Smash Brothers. I'm very happy that he's in this game. He comes from a platformer on the NES, classic retro series. One of the hardest games also on the NES. Really one of the hardest series. All 3 games are difficult for the NES. And I think his whip or his chain whip works perfectly for this game. No other character has that. He's just a good fit for this game, just really all around. And I'm very happy they gave him an echo of Richter, who I don't know much about. I don't think any leaker said anything about Richter, so you gotta question that as well. Why nobody had Richter? If these leaks were real, how come nobody knew about Richter? But it's cool to see a third party have an Echo fighter. That is awesome, and I think their gameplay is fantastic. Really perfect for this game in general. Platforming characters who come from platforming games are the characters who thrive the best in Smash. Okay, we got to talk about Dracula's castle. We got to talk about Dracula, the boss fight. We got to talk about all those crazy enemies. That werewolf. What was that? What was it? Frankenstein? Jeez. Then you got an Alucard assist trophy. I mean, it's insane. They really went in on this. They really said, we're going to do Castlevania. We're really going to do it. We're going to have 2 characters. We're going to do an assist trophy. We're going to have a boss battle. We're going to have a stage. We're going to have 34 tracks of music. You, Masahiro Sakurai, you are a crazy man. You are a crazy man. What they have done here is insane. Okay, so to me what this says is that they have I guess they are prioritizing games that came on the NES, and then just characters that have been important to Nintendo's history, and also ballot characters who performed really well on that ballot. We know for a fact that Ridley and King K. Rool dominated the ballot. We know this for sure. We know this for sure that both of them dominated the ballot, and here they are, Ridley and King K. Rool, 2 major villains from 2 major series, Donkey Kong and Metroid. Here they are. So I'll touch on Chrom and Dark Samus really quick. Chrom, actually, I don't really care about Fire Emblem that much, but I gotta say, Chrom looks really interesting. He has Ike's B up, or Ike's recovery. He has Roy's B neutral, but then he's an echo of Lucina. So so that's really cool. I don't know if he's Marth Echo or Lucina, because he has Lucina's taunt, so I guess that makes him a Lucina Echo. But then he has a move of Ike's and a move of Roy's, and maybe he has a move of Marth too. I'm not really sure. Well, Marth and Lucina are the same character, but whatever. That's cool. That might actually be a Fire Emblem character that I play a lot of. He's like a really cool mashup of all the other characters besides Robin and Corrin, but that's still really cool. Let's move on. Dark Samus. Dark Samus looks really interesting. I've never been too into Samus as a fighter in Smash. I kind of like, I mean, I kind of don't really like characters that use a lot of projectiles. Samus doesn't use a lot of projectiles, but I like sticking to characters that don't really have projectiles. Like Little Mac, I really love Little Mac. You know, and he's the kind of character that I really enjoy. That being said, though, Simon Belmont, he has a lot of projectiles too, but he seems really cool. I can't wait to play as him. So Dark Samus, I think, is actually really cool. Really totally expected her and Chrom. So that is awesome. Okay, I'm gonna quickly talk about some of the other things they talked about. They added so much stuff to the game. They talked about how many stages. My God, they were talking about all the music. Talked about all these cool new features. This stage morphing thing that looks awesome. I don't know. There was just so much. This is definitely. It definitely seems like they are prioritizing. Just what are the things that everyone wanted? It's almost like they're trying to make sure that nobody can complain about this game in any capacity. Besides Waluigi not getting in the game, I guess people are going to complain about that, but besides Waluigi, it seems like they're making sure that there is nothing for anybody to complain about in this game. And I think that's a really cool philosophy to go by. It's like, let's make sure we do, it's like make sure we make everybody happy, and at the same time just make a fantastic game. You know? Because there is that saying, when you try to please everybody, you end up pleasing nobody. But that's not the case here. I think everybody is going to be pleased in some capacity. Some more than others. Someone like me, this is almost overwhelming. I almost feel like this is too much. You know, it's so weird. We always want all this stuff in these video games, but we never expect it to happen. This is the first time ever in a video game where I think I almost feel like we are finally getting sort of the thing we've always wanted most in our wildest dreams. Just everything we would have ever wanted. Characters like King K. Rool, Ridley, characters we just had no clue, characters we thought would never happen, and then here they are. It's like, whoa. It's like, whoa, this is too much. So let's talk about that new mode. It's called Spirits. Somebody decoded it, and it's definitely called Spirits. Definitely pretty obvious through all the deaths in those trailers. The theory goes, I guess, is that the reason there were all these boss battles is that I guess what'll happen is somebody will get killed, and then you have to avenge the character that died by fighting a boss battle. And then by winning the boss battle, you avenge the spirit that was killed. That's the theory. Now, will this be a story mode? I don't know. Maybe it's just more like a boss mode. Maybe it's something that can get updated every couple of weeks. Maybe you have the Dracula. Maybe it's like, this week is the Dracula boss fight. Fight Dracula. Fight Dracula as a character. Or maybe it's you play as Simon Belmont in that mode, but you have to beat Dracula to unlock Simon Belmont. Maybe that's what it is. Or maybe you get Simon Belmont, you fight Dracula, you beat him, and you get Richter. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. We know nothing about it, so there's really no point in speculating, because we know absolutely nothing about it. But then there's also that Monster Hunter character. I forget the name. It starts with an R, and it sounds like ravioli. So I'm going to skip past that. Monster Hunter Dragon. And it seems like there's a stage for that character, but it's not like a real stage because it wasn't in the stage select. So I don't know what that's about. That's probably, I guess that's another spirit mode. Maybe that dragon will show up and kill somebody and then you gotta defeat it. You know, who knows? We really have no clue. But there you go. If we're talking about... But you know what, though? If we're talking about bosses, I want to list off a couple of really good bosses. Ultra Necrozma. That would make for the perfect... an absolutely perfect boss battle for this mode. Ultra Necrozma. Who else? I guess you could always bring Rayquaza back. Maybe Arceus. That'd make for a cool boss battle. Ultra Necrozma and Arceus. Arceus. I don't know. Whatever you want to call him. Who else? You could always bring Giga Bowser back. Of course. Of course. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to move on from that, though. Spirits, we don't know much about it. They'll elaborate in a... They said they'll talk about it soon. They'll probably talk about it like right before the game releases in like November or October. So who knows? So finally, let's talk about King K. Rool. I gotta say, it's funny. In my thing, I said Captain Toad and Ashley. I said they were the ones who were gonna get revealed, and then I said Simon Belmont's a runner-up. And then I said King K. Rool is the one I thought was going to happen the least, but also I thought he was going to happen over every other characters, including like Geno, Banjo, Sora, all that. I thought King K. Rool is really the next runner-up, and I was close. It was Simon Belmont and King K. Rool, so so 2 out of my 3 possible choices were right, which I'm fine with. Am I the only one who was so surprised at Ashley getting cut, though? I thought Ashley was like huge in Japan. Like I thought she had a huge fan base. I don't know. I watched a lot of other people's reactions, and a lot of people seemed to not care at all. But this was so surprising to me. I thought she was like a given. But anyway, let's finish up with King K. Rool. King K. Rool. He's finally here. I know a lot of people who've wanted King K. Rool for so long, and I don't, you know, like looking back on King K. Rool, he should have been in Brawl, in Smash Brothers Brawl. Like I don't get why he, yeah, like I really don't get why he wasn't in this game. Like you had Wolf, and you had King Dedede. Why not? Why didn't you put in King K. Rool all the way back then? You know what I mean? Like that was so weird. But you know, Nintendo was running its company differently back then. They weren't. I mean, you know, around that time was when Microsoft purchased Rare, and I guess King K. Rool's a Rare character. Technically, so I guess maybe I could understand like 10 years ago how they'd be like, forget it. That character is part of a thing that we don't own anymore, so forget it. I could see that. They could have been a little... I could see Nintendo 10 years ago being salty about that and be like, forget King K. Rool. Forget it. But of course now, it was a long time ago, it's not a big deal. And here he is, King K. Rool. He's here. Big alligator, thick boy. Yeah, he's a big character. He's probably slow, I think. To be honest, the thing is that large characters tend to not be that great. So I hope he is still a viable character. But he looks a lot of fun, though. He has the big boxing glove punch. He can throw his crown. He has like a counter or a parry with his big, huge belly. I love him. I love him. He seems so cool. He's got a crazy final smash, shooting that giant laser into the Donkey Kong thing. And the music, of course, is fantastic. in the background. Yeah. Oh, wow. Like, I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't even know what to say anymore about Nintendo and, like, and how they're handling things lately. Like this Direct could not have been better. Literally. Like, this Direct could not have been better, and I mean that literally, completely literally. There was not a single way they could have made this better. And that is rare. You know, when I watch something and I go, oh, that was pretty good. I could always list off, like, tons of things I said that could have made nitty-gritty details better. But, like, I watch this and I'm like, this was so perfect. It's so perfect. The Simon Belmont CG cutscene with Luigi, it was amazing. It was amazing. Like, I was not bored at any point throughout this whole Direct. Every reveal was huge and massive. Like even Chrom and Dark Samus, like, even that was huge. Those characters mean a lot to a lot of people. I know people who were crying because they were so happy about King K. Rool. Simon Belmont. Castlevania fans who probably are upset that the series hasn't really been doing so great lately. Here it is, Simon Belmont and Smash. This is a resurrection of the series, pretty much. I swear, you're going to see a Castlevania game in the next couple of years, specifically because of this game revitalizing Simon Belmont and Castlevania as a series. Yeah. And I'm sure Nintendo will do this to a bunch of other series. Like, when I think about games that were on the NES, of course I think about games like Super Mario Brothers, Metroid. I think about Mega Man. I think about Castlevania, and I also think about Ninja Gaiden too. I think about Ninja Gaiden, which makes me think Ninja Gaiden's Ryu Hayabusa probably will be in this game. Now that I really think about it, yeah, when I look on NES series, yeah, Ninja Gaiden is one of the ones that I also think about. So, which is created by Team Ninja. What does Team Ninja make? They made Hyrule Warriors and they made Fire Emblem Warriors. So guess what, folks? It's a perfect pick. So Ninja Gaiden's Ryu Hayabusa probably will be in this game. So, that's where I'm going to end it. In the next video, I'm going to talk about who's next, because it's kind of interesting now. They got a lot of first-party guys off the table. And by first party, I mean one. King K. Rool was really one of the last first-party characters that was highly requested. I mean, now you have who? I mean, people still want Waluigi, but whether that will happen or not, I don't know. And I'm not saying he's going to be in the game. I'm just saying people still want him in the game, even though he was already deconfirmed. I'm just saying that in terms of characters people want, Waluigi is still one of those characters, despite being deconfirmed. That's what I was saying about that. But yeah, that's going to be in a different video. Characters like Geno, Banjo, Ryu Hayabusa, yeah, characters like Waluigi, who people still really want. Like, the amount of people who were talking about Waluigi, like a lot of people now that they can't say King K. Rool and Simon Belmont every 2 seconds, but we want King K. Rool, because that's done now. I know Chrom had a huge fan base. That's done. So no more we want Simon. No more we want King K. Rool. I'm seeing tons of Waluigi now. I'm seeing people go like, now put in Waluigi. So, look. I know people hate when I talk about Waluigi, but Nintendo cannot deny that there is so much outcry about Waluigi that... Look, if I was running things, I would say, okay, people want Waluigi. Let's just put him in the game. You know? Like just forget it. Let's just do it. That's what I would say. This would truly be an ultimate experience for everybody if they just put Waluigi in the game. And I'm not saying they're going to, I'm just saying. People keep saying, no, shut up about Waluigi. But look, this would truly be a better experience for everybody if Waluigi was in the game. Alright, that's where I'm going to end it. So, thank you for watching. Tune into the next video where we talk about upcoming characters. I'll see you in the next video. Keep on fighting. Have a fantastic day.